Where is this place? This is nowhere as far as PEI is concerned. It's got to be one of the most obscure areas of Prince Edward Island. It is out east, so I can tell you it's up close. Like, the water is that way, but you know, when you consider it being an island, it's also that way. No, this is 5 houses. We've come here quite a bit. But I'll tell you, every time I come to spots like this, I always leave a little tiny bit on the table. You know, maybe there's a little path that goes off into the woods that we haven't explored yet. Not this is a farm field. I'm just chilling out here so I can get ready. But there is some other things up that way. Now, some points of interest here. Goose River Road, crazy single track almost route. We have Berry Road, potential campsite location there. And we have this area up along the northeastern coast of Prince Edward Island that I've come to call myself the Wrecks. It's an area that has a lot of really cool coastal scenery, but it also has some really cool shipwrecks on them. And we went back and we took a look at some of those shipwrecks. But today it's not so much about shipwrecks. We've got a couple missions here for us today. We're looking for A, maybe some new trails. So we're trail tracking a bit. And B, we're looking for a place to enjoy a gift that I got from Island Rider Cole. If we accomplish both missions, you'll get to see what that is. But let's get on to it here. There's some really gnarly terrain on these roads. They're recently graded, but they're still a little bit choppy. So let's see what we can get up to here. Oh, decisions already. Where do we go? Yeah, it's quite choppy terrain for here, but it's good. We want to get that practice in. 5 Houses Road. So I kind of know where that goes to Highway 2, but I think there's something up here I want to check out. I got 2 roads up here that I'm interested in. So let's see what we can find. Hit the trail lights up. So why bother doing this? Going someplace you have no idea where you are, and just kind of like meandering around the roads. Well, that's how I find places to ride. And for me, I know all too well that it's quite difficult for people to find places to ride. You know, like, it's hard. You buy one of these bikes and you're like, oh, where do I go now? But there are some tricks that you can follow and some things that I do that you could do to help find your own little route. And if you're on Prince Edward Island, you have a bike like this, an ADV machine, dual sport machine, you're struggling as to where to ride, let me know. I'll send you some links. You can find me on Instagram and send me a message. And let's start right here. So this is Berry Road. I can tell you where that goes. It goes nowhere. This goes somewhere, and I've never been down here, so let's go check it out. Gotta watch. Some of this stuff in the dark is like all mud. So you get into it over here, and it's just kind of like swamp. You can barely see it, but still. Oh, nice. So number one, here's a good example of where not to ride. See that right there? Especially on Prince Edward Island, something like this says, oh man, I gotta ride that. But however, this is a blueberry field by Wayman's, and you shouldn't. So this is what I call a field access road. And anytime I come across a field access road or get onto a field access road and then understand that it becomes a field access road, I stay off it. Unless there's signage saying to go for it. But that doesn't mean every single road like that is, you know, off limits. Let's keep looking. There's a few areas like this. Actually, you know what? I have a whole science for how to do this, even before I get on the bike. Why don't we go back to the lab a little bit, bring up some maps, and I'll run you through my method.
All of the map segments that you see in my videos are done using Google Earth Pro. And let's take a look at that right here to give you an idea on what I end up doing to try to find out where to ride my bike before I actually get into the saddle and get moving. A lot of the things that I'm looking for are little outcroppings from main roads or main dirt roads that look like this. Something like this gives me an indication that there might be a larger run, but you can find things that are even deeper. Here's another great example. You see this main dirt road run here? Well, you can see it tees off into the woods and gets a little bit rougher as it goes further down. But in cases like that, you want to be looking for water hazards, something that could be a little bit sketchy here. But I do see tracks on either end, so it looks like something passable. Now, you can set Google Maps in the browser to satellite mode too, but what this gives you is the advantage of being able to see public roads. So here's that road we just looked at, and we can see it's Goose River Road. So now we know that it's something public, something that we can actually take the bikes on, and it also comes out. After doing this for a long time now, I've cataloged quite a few interesting spots on Prince Edward Island with this method. Now that's my method before I get on the bike. Now let's get back on the bike and take a look at some of these areas that we've spotted out on the map here and explore a little bit more.
Oh, look at that. Hawk, beautiful. I think that was a hawk. That could have been a falcon. Yeah, so that's the secret, Island Riders. I mean, like, checking out the online sat maps, finding suspicious things. There's another one of those field access ones that we're not going to go down. Same for that. We're coming up with duds so far on this one. Stay frosty right here. Little chop, nothing bad though. A little bluestone. Nice pond though. Bet you there's fish in there. A bit of mud. Get out of her. One more chop. Sweet. I've never been down this end, but it's like it's a really relaxing ride. There we go. Here's the other side of the spectrum. So we just looked at field access roads. Now this is woodlot access. Now this can sometimes be fair game if it's signed properly. So for me, I can tell you, having gone through a lot of these before, that that's a dead end and it offers nothing. How do I know? Well, I'm looking at this rut here and I'm looking for trail sign going in and there's nothing. I'm also looking down through and peering and I could see that there's not a lot of trees up and high. That means it's already cut. That means it dead ends. They've got what they wanted out of there. Now, if you do stumble on something like this, you know, down a road here, and you see a nice bright or dark green sign with a yellow acorn on it, well, that means it's a demonstration woodlot. Oh my god, look at the bugs. You see them all? Jeez, time for bug spray. Anyway, if you do see something like this and you see a dark green sign with a yellow acorn, remember when we were at the Dromar bit run on the last video? Oh, look, the new signage. That's beautiful. Oh, look how pretty that is. I was making a big deal out of that sign. Well, that means it's a demonstration woodlot. And those ones, they usually have access to the general public, and usually access to the general public, first and foremost on those, is for vehicles like pickup trucks and things. So definitely, if you see that, go for it. And as always, if you ever see a trail like this and you see no trespassing, well, I think that speaks for itself. A bit of chop. Yeah, same kind of idea there. A little bit more established, but not interested. Oh, this looks interesting coming up. Interesting, interesting. We could either go straight or we could try that. This has seen a lot of action. So I have a feeling this goes to a main road. Let's push front, see where that takes us. Let's put that new suspension to work. Holy, look at all this. This is pretty gnarly stuff. Visor up to think on this one. We're gonna go through this just because we need to practice. Where is this taking me? Down further into a woodlot, I believe. Yeah, that's the end of this. Could push further down that way, but it's likely not going to go anywhere. Plus, if you look on the side, there's a gate, so it's a gated area, so we don't want to get into that. This is the same, it's just going to dry up. We could push further. Well, this is technically still Barry Road, so let's just meander a tiny little bit to see. I just want to see if it dies out completely. Yeah, this is what I was telling you about with the last one, right? It just ends into nothing. You'd think it goes on a little bit further, but you're more likely to find a beaver pond than you are anything else down there. All right, let's double back to where we were on 5 houses. All the way back. Man, this road has seen some action, but it hasn't seen any kind of thoughtful intention with the grader, that's for sure. Still got a ways to go. That's alright though. Still a beauty of a little one to explore. And that's what I love doing on this bike, you know, just exploring around like this gets me going. You know, I've said this story before, but like, you know, when I was a kid, that was what I was all about. Like, you know, just take a look around the countryside, basically, because I grew up on a farm, and just saying, where are we going to look for today? Let's just go up there. My friends would be like, there's nothing up there. And I'm like, you don't know there's nothing until you go, right? Oh man, my friends hated me. They didn't hate me, no. I definitely made them walk quite a bit. All right. Let's swing our Andy right here. Beautiful forgotten roads like this are all over Prince Edward Island. It takes patience to sort them out, that's for sure, and to find out where they go and whether or not they're worth riding on. For me, if it's something brand new, it's definitely worth riding. And again, this is another stretch that I don't normally get into. Normally when I come up here to camp. I'll find a little hidey hole in these woods and I'll just kind of set it up. Watch out, mud. There we go. And it's usually proficient, so I'm usually in and out of here and I'm not really doing much exploring. This is a really purpose-built zone, so I don't hang around. Yes, I know what this is. So this is a good example of something that we see on the maps a lot of times. So this road is Goose River Road. It runs all the way down through there. There's a beaver dam. It is crazy. It is like super crazy. And you can tell just by the swamp and the close in that it's bad. It's the type of ride I wouldn't want to do alone, that's for sure. And I've done it a couple times already, but it's really, really fun. But this ride here is on the satellite maps. That's a road, but it's like a road like on top of like the woods. So like you would never expect that to actually go anywhere, but it actually does. It does come out on the other end, and it's really, really fun. But you could see something like that on the satellite maps, and then you go chase it like this. You know, oh, that looks suspicious. You know, it is actually a road. I can go down there. It's a public road. There's a lot of them like that out down east from here, closer towards the Eastern Kings ATV trail system. There's a road called Lewis Road, and it's in worse shape than that one. And it is absolutely excellent. And the guy who lives at the end of the road, I talked to him one time and I'm like, hey, do you know like what the story is on this road? And he's just like, yeah, it's just public road. Like people get turned around on it all the time and they're Volkswagen Golfs. All right. Well, I don't think we got anything new out of this one. But we did get a fun little ride on the bike, that's for sure. Let's move on to the second objective. Or maybe a little blend of the first objective and the second. We'll head up towards the wrecks, up towards the water. All right, let's pull over here, get our bearings. We're looking for two areas in particular to see if we could find a nice spot. Look at all the cows, those are nice. All right, I think I know what we're after now. So for those of you who are following along on the maps, and I'll try to bring you along as best I can, that way is Cablehead and Greenwich. One of the parks around here. Now Cablehead's really cool, and we saw it. And that way is Cowhead, which is like, It is also a really cool beach, and I want to check that out. But that's our last resort. My spider senses, ADV senses, dual sport senses, tell me that we have something cooler in between here and there at Swallow Point Road. I've never been down there. I don't even know if it's accessible. But that's what trail tracking is all about. And if it pays off, it's going to be just what we're looking for. I'm actually just taking a rip after work today. One of my my trademark post-work rips. And I'm doing it because of Island Rider Matt. He was telling me all the story about how he and his buddy were just got back from a shakeout ride of their own creation. And I was really stoked to hear that. And I looked outside and I saw the bike parked at the parking lot at work, and I saw how beautiful it was, and I'm like, yeah, let's get after it. Let's get going. So thanks, Matt. Thank you very much for the inspiration to get out. Now we gotta stay frosty because it's on our left, but I have a real good suspicion that it's not marked. So we're gonna go as far as Cow Head. And if we get that far without seeing it, we'll check back maps and double back. Oh, we got something coming up here, left side. Is that what we want? Not even close. A lane. Water's edge lane. Not what we're after. There's another piece of advice for you, Island Riders. Lanes are a no-go, especially on Prince Edward Island. There's another one, Marion Way. What you'll see in very small letters underneath of those green signs is private. And in most cases, a lane on Prince Edward Island leads to a cottage or leads to some sort of property that's seasonal. Now, it's not maintained for sure, and it's definitely got a view at the bitter end, but it's a no-go for us. So when we're trail tracking, we stay out of lanes, even though they look really cool in the maps. Let's keep going, though. Yeah, what do we got here now? Nothing there. Gotta be here soon, man. Cow River, all right. Let's go down and take a look at Cow River, though. Maybe it'll pass the vibe check for what we want to do. Maybe it'll be the one. What about this RAL here? Still working on that goal, trying to rebuild that off-road mojo. Beautiful red dirt, eh? Sometimes, you know what, the camera doesn't really capture the color of the red dirt. And I sometimes think about, you know, adjusting the color of the footage to kind of accentuate that. But that's not really ethical. That's not the real, true image of it. But look at the ditch there, that red clay, beautiful stuff. It's always very striking. Let's drop gear, eyes up, try to follow out this line. Surprised it's so graded. Swampy as all get out. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Look how pretty this is, Island Riders. Look at that. Eagle right there. Yeah, you know what? I'd say this passes the vibe check. Let's get on down to this way and we'll set up shop. Very nice. Well, Island Riders, you know, it takes a lot sometimes to get you out of the garage and get you onto the bike. For me, sometimes I think about this whole YouTube thing and I wonder to myself, like, if I wasn't doing YouTube, would I ever get out on the bike as much? Would there be 36,000 kilometers on the KLR 650? I don't think there would be. But, you know what, here we are. Also, I don't encourage smoking. But if someone's going to go to Cuba and come back with something like this for me to enjoy, I'm I'm definitely going to do it. Oh, anyway, mission accomplished. What do you say? I think so. I think this is a darn good mission accomplished for a Tuesday evening. Anyway, Island Riders, if you're out there riding and you get to enjoy something beautiful like this, don't wait for the right time. The right time is now. The time is now. For all the good things that you want to do in your life, you know, the days, you know, they go by like a clock on the wall. You're not going to have as many days tomorrow as you did yesterday, you know what I mean? So get out there, enjoy it. Find a place of peace. Go out, do some trail tracking. Find something that's your own and enjoy it. But until the next time we ride, whether we're on a beautiful beach, surrounded by eagles, buried deep into the woods, smoking a cigar, take care, Island Riders, and ride safe.